Welcome to Fred Achando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you are watching for the first time. Click the notification bell so that YouTube will notify you whenever we release a new video, and like our videos. The controversial Jubilee Vice Chair, David MUrathe, once warned the new government that any attempt to investigate and or arrest Uhuru Kenyatta after he leaves office will lead to a coup. David MUrathe, while speaking on K24, back then was responding to some attempts, because William Ruto had indicated in their campaigns and in the launch of their manifesto that they would investigate Uhuru Kenyatta to what extent they carried out state capture. So it attracted the attention of David MUrathe, a very close ally of Uhuru Kenyatta, and he warned. Now William Ruto is making moves verbally, and even the body language is showing that he's a man who wants to attempt to arrest his predecessor, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Now, based on the advice or the warning that David MUrathe gave, I don't think that William Ruto can arrest Uhuru Kenyatta. These were the reasons that David MUrathe was giving. MUrathe was saying that just a few months when Uhuru Kenyatta leaves office, he will still have his networks in the police and in the military, the Kenya Army, Kenya Air Force, and the Kenya Navy. And so any attempt to investigate or arrest him will demand that those forces who are very loyal to him will attempt him, and then they will be the military and the police will be divided so that the pro Uhuru and pro Ruto will meet head on. Now I was thinking of this advice when William Ruto announced that he would or he made some statements to the effect that he would arrest Uhuru Kenyatta. Now I listened to him, and there are several things that he was saying. If it is true that Uhuru Kenyatta and maybe his companies did not pay taxes, I'm one person who believes that kulipa ushuru ni kujitegemea, kila mtu anafaa kulipa ushuru. However, this should not be used as a political tool, as a means of political witch hunt. And I want to make it clear. William Ruto is not the only president that we've had in Kenya. We had the founding father, Jomo Kenyatta, then Daniel Moi, then Kibaki, Uhuru, and then William Ruto. If you scrutinize deeply, you will realize that even in the previous administrations, there are some rots. But then, the successors of every administration and every regime always work under the rule of two wrongs don't make a right. Because if you start investigating the administration, the Kenyatta administration, you will find very many rots. People who died during that era, corruption cases, grabbing. You go to Moi, it would even be worse. During Kibaki, it was, and even Uhuru Kenyatta. But because of stability of the country, we have never seen any attempt by a predecessor trying to investigate or arrest his successor. And so this move, if you ask me, will lead chaos. Because I can assure you that there are loyal forces who still swear allegiance to Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, if it is true that Uhuru evaded taxes, I don't know what the constitution says, but it could be a breach of the constitution. But don't you think there is a way that they can sit down and find a way of maybe compelling him to pay the amount that he did not pay? I remember sometimes back, Humphrey Kariuki, who is the owner of the Fairmont Hotel in Nanyuki, where recently William Ruto went with his cabinet when they were trying to set foot in 2023 and find out on how they are going to take off ruling the country. Humphrey Kariuki owned a certain liquor company, and during the Uhuru government, his company was one of the liquor companies that were suspended ostensibly because they were evading taxes. So when Ruto came back, he reinstated and gave Humphrey Kariuki back his company and is now operating. It begs the question that, do we have administrations who are using who are hiding under the guise of evading tax to reprimand those who are not reading from the same page politically? Because let us speak the truth, it is wrong. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. If Uhuru Kenyatta was intimidating some people because they were not paying taxes, it is wrong. It would even be worse if William Ruto is doing the same because he complained of the same things. So if there is anybody who owns a big company and it does not pay taxes, it is illegal. But I have seen in mature democracies where you sit down and agree, the KRA will sit down with the directors and they will start looking at how they can make partial payment. And I think this is what should be done. William Ruto says that Uhuru Kenyatta is the one who is sponsoring Azimio campaigns. I was taken aback by these statements because William Ruto was with Raila Odinga in 2007 when they conducted their campaigns. And Raila conducted his campaigns in 2013 without Uhuru Kenyatta. In 2017, they were not with Uhuru Kenyatta, but the campaigns were ever full. They never paid anybody to go to the viwanja, akiwaita wanakuja. Does it mean that William Ruto is scared by the multitude that throngs Raila rallies? Because how do you even accuse Uhuru Kenyatta of sponsoring Raila's campaigns? You all know that Raila will wake up today, tells people that tomorrow we are meeting in Jacaranda, and it will be full. So on this, I think he got it wrong. I don't think Uhuru is the one who's responsible, because Raila has been conducting these campaigns without Uhuru. The rally has been full ever since Raila started his campaigns. And so I think they should look for another excuse. If they want to investigate Uhuru Kenyatta, why don't we extend these investigations to go far from maybe 2013 to find out what happened during the Uhuru government when they were still together? Because selective justice will never take us anywhere. You see, recently, when William Ruto complained that Uhuru wanted to kill Wafula Chebukati, people cried out. I remember Kombe complained that, why do we want to form a commission to investigate allegations of murder? Yet during that very year, during that election in 2017, when Chebukati was presiding, the ICT guru and his fellow staff member, Musando, died, but no one has investigated this. And people say that, well, if we want to do justice, because every family is equal under the law, why don't we investigate all the mysterious murders that we have ever seen? So if we want to investigate Uhuru Kenyatta, why don't we investigate every leader? Because I can assure you that if we start investigating, we'll open a Pandora's box. No one is impeccable. These are human beings and they have their roots. Sometimes we just assume for the sake of unity and tranquility of the country. The main question that we should be asking ourselves is this. I know all these are coming because the biggest conversation is the one that Raila Amolo Odinga came up with after the whistleblower that he won the August polls by 8 million compared to the 5 million of William Ruto. And so this is something that has become a thorn in the flesh to the Ruto administration. And we are trying to hide behind several accusations. My take is very simple. Raila has got a very simple demand. And the demand is open the server so that we stop all this vitandawili of what happened. Raila is making that question, where will fungua server so that we can know what happened. When it comes to the allegations of Itumbi, Yorche Bukati murder, form a commission so that we can know who did what and where. This government is full of allegations, but I don't see any action happening. There was a container full of blood. Yet those who you accuse of murdering people, torturing them in the container, are still walking scot-free. The rule of justice demands that you prosecute them. How do you tell me that you don't want to prosecute those who you know very well killed people and threw them to River Yala, yet you are calling upon Raila Odinga, you want to investigate him, to give you the name of the whistleblower and to ascertain the authenticity of his claims that he won? Don't you see that we want to measure on the minor and minor on the major? So, ladies and gentlemen, if we have to move on as a country, let us be honest with each other. Let us stop this selective justice. In fact, if William Ruto would even attempt to arrest Uhuru Kenyatta, the country will plunge into a coup. And that's the reason why I'm telling you that William Ruto is a very shrewd and cunning politician. Whatever he's doing, he's testing waters. He wants to know, to see the level of military loyalty. And that's why he's coming up with these allegations that they want to investigate. He will not arrest Uhuru Kenyatta. This you can take to the bank. What he's doing is to try and see, because it is coming at the height of succession. Mr. Robert Kibochi is soon going home, and so they want to know who will replace him. They might overrule the Tonje rule we have discussed here before, that the Tonje rule reveals that Mr. Francis Ogola would take the mantle, but it seems he won't give him. That is why there are a lot of accusations that he went to Bomas to force Wafula Chebukati to announce Raila. So this thing is coming at the height of military succession, and I believe it is what informs William Ruto's statements. I don't think he wants to arrest Uhuru Kenyatta. He cannot, and so he's just testing waters to see what happens. He also wants to intimidate Uhuru Kenyatta to stay away from the Azimio politics, because Azimio wamewaka moto. They have planned rallies that they will be attending. It was Kamkunji, then Jacaranda, then they will be in Kibra, then Machakos. So they want to move systematically, and William Ruto knows that the more they move from one county to the other, they are gaining momentum. They are reminding people of the high cost of living, which is one of the biggest conversations. Ruto has not managed to bring down the cost of living, so he wants Uhuru to dissociate himself from these rallies, and this is why he's doing this. So personally, from where I sit, I don't think William Ruto can arrest, because he knows very well. He has been in power for about 6 months. He has not made changes in the military and in the police, and he knows very well if he tries this, then he will lose it. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you think, but I think David MUrathe was right on this.